This is the NOMATIC Peter McKinnon camera backpack, specifically designed to solve one thing: dedicated camera and clothing compartments in one bag. It's a 35 litre pack, quickly expandable to 42 litres. You get quick side access to the camera, thick adjustable straps and waist strap for extra comfort, carry-on size for easy flight storage, and holds a 16-inch laptop with ease. But after 7 months living with this amalgamation of Velcro, straps, zips, clips, magnets and pirate skulls, how does it fare under professional use? Yeah, it's alright. Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ben and I'm a photographer and videographer based in North Wales. So yeah, this is the NOMATIC Peter McKinnon camera backpack. You may remember my initial thoughts unboxing video back in March of this year. This was launched way back in 2019. Seems like a lifetime ago right now. I ordered it through Kickstarter and I finally received it in the middle of March, 3 days before the UK went into lockdown because of the happening. Perfect timing for a travel camera bag. Initially I was wanting to do a 30-day review, then that turned into a 60-day review and then a 90-day review, but by that point I simply had not been able to use it anywhere near as much as I usually would do, so it just would not be a fair representation of how I normally use a camera bag. But now, 7, nearly 8 months later, I believe I have actually got some decent use out of the bag, so here's my thoughts. Design, I like it. I'll be honest, I really like it. It's got that sort of street stealth look to it, if that's a look. I really like the outer design. Unless you knew who NOMATIC or Peter McKinnon were, you probably wouldn't have a clue it was a camera bag at all. And on the inside, black and tan, I love it. One thing to note with the outer material is it can get scuffed up and scratched quite easily. I'm out shooting in all sorts of situations. I'm throwing my bag in and out of the car boot all the time, and it has got quite a few scuffs on it, especially if I'm out in the mountains on a shoot. You may want to be careful where you're putting it down. It can get very dirty very quickly, and especially if it's a very slaty area like here in North Wales, you might be scratching it, which you can't rub out. Build quality, or craftsmanship, whatever you want to call it. First thing you'll notice as soon as you get this bag, it is heavy, like really heavy, just the bag by itself. This bag weighs 4.5 kilos, which may not seem that much at all, but when we compare it to the Low Pro 350AW Mark II, whatever it's called, that only weighs 2 kilos. So that puts it in a bit more perspective in relation to other camera bags. Saying that, as with many products, like phones for example, a heavy phone very often means that there's a lot of very good quality material in there, and I believe that is the case with this bag. It's got really nice strong zips. I believe the outer material is slash proof to prevent theft, and it is water resistant. I have had some rain sneak its way in there. Luckily you can get a rain sleeve, but this is one thing I'm not impressed with. I don't know if I was supposed to, but I actually got the rain sleeve included with my Kickstarter order, and obviously I thought nothing of it. You get a rain sleeve with every camera bag. Every single camera bag that I've owned, you get a rain sleeve with it. Not this one, apparently. This one you have to pay another £16 or so just to get a little rain sleeve, and apparently there's only 7 of them left on Amazon at time of recording, so it looks like people are actually buying them. Straps are really nice, I have to say. The main shoulder straps are really nice thick padding on them. They're nicely adjustable, both from the bottom as well as at the top for extra support at the back. One quick tip regarding those straps. These are the top straps for adjusting at the top of the shoulder. It's a good idea to just tuck them through on the strap there. Otherwise, whenever you close your bag, I very often find that they are somehow finding their way inside the bag, and it's just a pain when you come to close it, like just getting in the way. So yeah, just loop them through and you'll have no issues. You'll also notice I use the Peak Design capture clip on there, and I can confirm it fits very nicely, very snug. I have noticed though that when it's been on there for quite a while, the padding is just crushed. It does not bounce back again at all. Decent waist strap on the bottom, which is removable. If you saw my previous video on this bag, that is the very first thing I did straight out of the box. Personally, I'm just not a big fan of these things, especially in my use case for a camera bag. They just get in the way more than they actually serve a purpose. So it is nice that you can remove it. You've also got your sternum strap, which does add more support again. That one I do use fairly often, depending on how much weight I'm actually carrying. And then you've also got your two removable adjustable straps for a tripod or just a jacket, whatever you want to put on the outside of your bag. The padding on the back is pretty nice. I've found it very comfortable, and you can also slide it onto a baggage trolley, which is handy if you are travelling. You've got really nice, thick, strong handles on all four sides of the bag, which is ideal. I find myself using the bottom one quite a lot when I'm finding space in the boot of my car for it. And it is also the exact size and shape for overhead luggage in a plane, so those straps come in very handy in that scenario. Access and pockets, we'll go from the smallest one and work our way up. So right on the front there, we have our little sort of accessory pocket, which is actually fairly nice and deep. I've got my whole hand in there, as well as a little hidden RFID pocket as well, which closes using magnets.
Yo, what about like an
incendiary device?
There's also a little keychain hook inside there as well to keep your car keys safe. There's a little bit of Peter McKinnon merch in there as well. Fly the flag. And I usually stick the zip handle down into this top strap here as well. I thought originally when I'd ordered it that there was more security features, but I mean, no one's going to get that out without you knowing. On one side we've got water bottle pocket, which I usually just have a flask of coffee in, which is elasticated and also closes with magnets. More often than not, when I'm carrying a tripod on my bag, I'll actually stick the feet inside there and then get one of the little tripod straps on the side here. We've got quick access on the side. Personally, I never use this pocket. I've used it once in the field and I dropped the lens, because if we open it up, we can see that's the main section there for a camera with a lens attached. And then up here, where most people I'm sure would probably have another lens, this Velcro detaches from the side, and if it's got any weight to it at all, it will just drop straight out. And that's exactly what happened with my 85mm. Luckily, I was in the middle of a very grassy field, so it survived. It was alright. But imagine if I'd been in the street or in a church photographing a wedding. That could have been a very expensive mistake. On this same side, we've got our laptop sleeve. You can fit a 16-inch MacBook Pro in there. I wouldn't be surprised if you could probably fit a 17-inch in there. I'm pretty sure the XPS comes in a 17-inch variant. Don't quote me, but I reckon you could probably squeeze it in. It's nice and padded on both sides, nice soft material. It's against your back, which again is padded even further. Going inside the bag, this front panel opens up to reveal the clothing compartment. Personally, I have not travelled at all since I've had this bag. I was sort of hoping to this year, but with things going on as they are, I've made the decision not to. All I do keep in here, I've always got a waterproof camera cover in one of these pockets here. These pockets are obviously designed more for clothes. They're not ideal for camera equipment, but for what I use it for, it actually works very well. So I'll have the rain cover at the bottom in the front bit there. We've got these elasticated pockets, 4 of them, which is actually great for keeping the larger Manfrotto video plates and stuff like that on there. But what I actually use this front section for most often is bigger audio setups, such as the NTG4 Plus. Comes in a nice leather case. I keep that in one side and my recorder and whatnot on the other, with XLR cables and stuff. Or depending on the job, I can also very easily fit the Xeon Weeble S in the front of here. Say if I was doing a portable studio shoot, I could easily get my collapsible reflectors and speed lights and clamps and all sorts of stuff in the front of it. So that's all I've been using that one for. Oh, nearly forgot. This is also the expandable portion. Just here there is another zip which allows us to expand the bag even further. So you can get a lot more stuff in there. I'll usually open that up regardless of what I'm putting in there, and then once I've closed the main flap, I can just tighten everything down. Basically just compressing it back over whatever's inside. Which brings us on to the main compartment. Ugh. I hate these things. If you also hate step-up rings, do be sure to hit subscribe, because I've actually ordered the Rever ring off Kickstarter, so hopefully that should be a very good alternative to these things. Horrible things. This is mostly empty right now, but starting with the back panel, got another 2 of these pockets. I basically keep a couple of Allen keys, pens, very short cables. I'll have hard drives and stuff, dongles if I need them, in these ones. There's also a iPad sleeve in here, which I just found out will also very easily house a 13-inch MacBook Pro. And then the main compartment, you can just have this whole thing empty as one big capacity bag. Why you would, I'm not too sure. But you basically get 4 of these bigger dividers. 2 of them have little indents, so that's ideally where your camera body is going to sit. And then you get 5 smaller dividers as well. You get 3 of these smaller ones and then 2 slightly bigger ones as well. These do seem pretty cool when you see them. You can adjust them and bend them to do whatever you want, but really I'm just using them as a normal bag divider. That looks horrible. Like I mentioned before, I love the black and tan design of this bag. The padding is not the thickest I've ever had, but it is very firm. It's very dense padding. I mean, I've not had anything broken, so. Another nice little quirk I found is there's actually a little tiny loop in the top left as you'd be looking at it, which I just attach this tiny little small rig pouch to, and that's just a tiny little toolkit basically that is filled with all different sizes of Allen keys and screwdrivers, spare attachments, bolts, you name it. It's all in that tiny little pouch, which is never coming out of the bag. Little tip for you. So yeah, as with pretty much any camera bag, you can customise these to whatever layout you want. If you saw my last what's in my camera bag video, you'll know that my camera bag will change daily depending on what job I'm doing. So I'll have a different loadout if I'm going out into the hills for the day, just vlogging or just shooting photos. I might be doing a wedding photography gig, I might be doing a wedding video, I might be doing some more commercial jobs, I might be doing a flash photography shoot. It changes every day. But saying that, I can get quite a lot of stuff in there. For me, that would mostly include 2 Sony camera bodies, 5 or 6 lenses, microphone, accessory pouch with all spare batteries and cables and everything else like that, audio stuff, cleaning equipment. I'll get my Fuji in there as well. Yeah, you can fit a lot of stuff in there. I would say that if you're shooting with the likes of a 1DX or a D6, D5, big professional body with the built-in vertical grip, you may struggle to get one of those in there. In terms of the plan layout, there is a lot of room for different stuff in different areas, but it's not very deep. I can just about get the Sony a7 III with a battery grip comfortably in there. If I am doing that, I'll usually put it side on, so there's that little extra narrower profile, but just something to think about. I've not actually tried putting a 1DX or anything in there, but it may be a little bit too tight for your liking. And for that matter, if you are shooting like big professional DSLR lenses, you probably won't get as many of them in there. They are generally a lot bigger than what I'm using with the Sony lenses, and the same might actually go for some of the RF mount lenses as well. They are big boy lenses. So just something to think about. Maybe have a look on the forums or something, see who else is using it for a Canon system or Nikon, Pentax, whoever. So to round things off, a few pros and cons. Pros: it is very sturdy, it's pretty secure, it is pretty comfortable to use, even with a fair bit of weight in there. Removable waist strap, which I really like. In short, it will keep your camera gear pretty nice and safe. If you're out shooting in the rain a lot, you will need to buy a rain cover. It's not waterproof as is. It looks pretty sick, it is durable, although do watch out for scratches and stuff like that. Cons: it's not very deep compared to other camera bags. The fact that you don't get a rain cover included, which is madness to me, and it is expensive. Honestly, if I hadn't have got in there early with Kickstarter, I probably would not have bought this bag. In the Kickstarter, I managed to get this for, I think, around £300, something like that. I can't remember the conversion from dollars to pounds, but on Amazon now it's closer towards the £400 mark, which I just would not bother with. Especially when on the same page you get recommended the old trusty low pro 350 AWs for £150. So yes, it is a very nice camera bag. It does have its quirks. It is NOMATIC's first attempt at making a camera bag, but for a first attempt, it's a very good attempt. Would I recommend it? If you already have a pretty nice camera bag, such as one of the low pros or Manfrotto equivalents, whatever. If you're purely in it for the Peter McKinnon affiliate, then maybe that might be worth it to you. Otherwise, I'd probably stay put with what you've got already. If you just got money to burn, sure, go for it, why not? You probably won't be disappointed, but I am sure there's just as good, if not better options, much cheaper. I have actually been tempted for a while to pick up one of the low pros. I've never owned a low pro camera bag, just to see how it compares to this one. So yeah, maybe watch out for that one in the future. Alright, I think I've said as much as I can say about a bag, really. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it, found it useful, found it interesting. As far as I'm aware, this might well be the very first long-term review of this camera bag. So if you've got it as well, then do let me know how you've been finding it. Do you agree or disagree with some of my points? Let me know. If you want to see more like this, please do hit subscribe down in the corner there with the notification bell as well. I do have far more videos planned, including a new camera. Give this video a like if you liked it. Leave a comment down below if you're curious about anything. And then otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Be good, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.